The moment danger meets beauty, something unforgettable happens on screen. These are not just villains, they are forces of chaos wrapped in charm, seduction, and power. They don't just break rules, they rewrite them with a smirk. From icy masterminds to dangerously alluring rebels, these women make evil look irresistible. You may hate what they do, but you can't look away from how they do it. Their presence turns every scene electric, every glance into a weapon. These characters prove that villainy isn't just about destruction, it's about control, confidence, and charisma. They dominate minds, hearts, and entire storylines without apology. Some manipulate, some destroy, and some do both with terrifying elegance. These are the women who blurred the line between fear and fascination, and once you've seen them, you'll never forget them.
Basic Instinct, 1992. Catherine Tremell stands as one of the most iconic and dangerously seductive villains in cinematic history. A crime novelist with a razor-sharp mind, she manipulates everyone around her, including seasoned detectives, with chilling ease. Her intelligence is her greatest weapon, allowing her to stay several steps ahead while maintaining an aura of mystery that keeps people hooked. What makes her unforgettable is not just her beauty, but the confidence with which she controls every situation. She blurs truth and fiction so convincingly that even the audience begins to question reality. Her calm demeanor during intense interrogations and her ability to weaponize desire make her terrifying in a subtle yet powerful way. Catherine is not driven by rage, but by thrill, making her unpredictability even more dangerous. She represents a villain who doesn't need brute force. Her mind alone is enough to dominate.
Maleficent redefines what it means to be a villain by combining elegance, power, and emotional depth. With her striking appearance and commanding presence, she instantly captivates attention. Her story is rooted in betrayal and heartbreak, which fuels her transformation into a dark force. Unlike traditional villains, she carries both cruelty and vulnerability, making her character complex and deeply engaging. Her magical abilities are immense, allowing her to control nature and cast devastating curses. Yet her emotional journey is what truly defines her. She challenges the idea of pure evil by showing how pain can shape a person's actions. Her iconic look, complete with horns and piercing eyes, adds to her allure and intimidation. Maleficent's evolution throughout the story makes her more than just a villain. She becomes a symbol of resilience, revenge, and ultimately redemption.
Gone Girl, 2014. Amy Dunn is a master manipulator whose intelligence and patience make her one of the most terrifying modern villains. She doesn't rely on violence at first, but instead constructs an elaborate psychological game that traps everyone around her. Her ability to plan every detail of her disappearance showcases her brilliance and her chilling lack of empathy. Amy weaponizes perception, turning herself into a victim while orchestrating chaos behind the scenes. What makes her so captivating is how calm and calculated she remains, even when everything spirals. Her transformation throughout the story reveals layers of resentment, control, and obsession. She doesn't just seek revenge, she seeks perfection in how it's executed. Amy's character highlights how dangerous someone can be when they fully understand human behavior and use it to their advantage. She is not just a villain, she is a strategist playing a flawless game.
Suicide Squad, 2016. Harley Quinn bursts onto the screen with chaotic energy, blending humor, madness, and undeniable charm. Her unpredictable nature makes her both entertaining and dangerous, as she can switch from playful to deadly in an instant. Her loyalty, especially in toxic relationships, adds depth to her otherwise wild personality. Harley thrives in chaos, embracing destruction with a smile that makes her actions even more unsettling. Her style, confidence, and fearless attitude turn her into a standout character who dominates every scene she's in. Despite her villainous actions, there's a sense of vulnerability that makes her relatable to audiences. She doesn't follow rules or expectations, making her completely unpredictable. Harley Quinn represents a different kind of villain, one who finds joy in madness and refuses to be controlled. Her presence redefines what it means to be both dangerous and captivating at the same time.
The Devil Wears Prada 2006, Miranda Priestly proves that a villain doesn't need to commit crimes to be intimidating. As a powerful fashion magazine editor, she commands respect and fear with just a glance. Her cold demeanor and impossibly high standards make her a formidable presence in any room. She rarely raises her voice, yet her quiet authority is more terrifying than any outburst. Miranda's power lies in her control over careers and her ability to shape the industry around her. She expects perfection and shows little tolerance for mistakes, creating an environment of constant pressure. Despite her harsh exterior, there are glimpses of vulnerability that hint at the sacrifices behind her success. Her elegance and composure make her both admirable and intimidating. Miranda Priestly represents a real-world villain, one whose influence and authority can make or break lives without ever crossing into physical violence. Kill Bill, Volume 1, 2003. O-Ren Ishii is a striking blend of beauty, brutality, and authority. As a powerful crime boss, she commands respect through both fear and skill. Her calm and composed demeanor contrasts sharply with her ruthless actions, making her presence even more chilling. O-Ren's backstory reveals a tragic past that shaped her into the deadly figure she becomes, adding depth to her character. She doesn't tolerate disrespect and responds with swift, decisive violence when challenged. Her leadership and combat abilities make her a formidable opponent, capable of dominating any situation. The elegance with which she carries herself adds to her allure, making her both mesmerizing and terrifying. O-Ren Ishii stands out as a villain who balances grace with lethal precision, proving that strength and beauty can coexist in the most dangerous ways imaginable. Thor Ragnarok 2017. Hela, the goddess of death, is a villain who radiates power and dominance from the moment she appears. Her confidence is unmatched, and her ambition to reclaim her throne drives her relentless actions. She thrives in destruction, drawing strength from chaos and using it to expand her control. Hela's presence is both intimidating and captivating as she effortlessly overpowers her enemies. Her striking appearance and commanding voice add to her aura of authority. What makes her particularly compelling is her belief that she deserves everything she takes, making her actions feel justified in her own mind. She doesn't seek approval or validation. She simply takes what she wants. Hela embodies a villain who is unapologetically powerful, refusing to be overshadowed by anyone. Her character highlights the allure of absolute confidence, even when it leads to destruction. X-Men: The Last Stand 2006, Jean Grey's transformation into the Phoenix creates a villain defined by overwhelming power and inner conflict. She is not inherently evil, but her inability to control her abilities leads to devastating consequences. This duality makes her one of the most tragic and compelling villains in film. Her presence becomes increasingly intense as her power grows, creating an atmosphere of tension and unpredictability. Jean struggles between her humanity and the destructive force within her, making her actions both terrifying and heartbreaking. Her emotional depth adds complexity to her character, as she is both a victim and a threat. The Phoenix represents uncontrollable power, showing how even the strongest individuals can be consumed by forces beyond their control. Her story is a powerful reminder of how fragile the line between hero and villain can be. Snow White and the Huntsman 2012. Queen Ravenna is the embodiment of vanity, power, and obsession. Her desire to remain the most beautiful woman drives her to commit ruthless acts without hesitation. She feeds on youth and beauty, literally draining others to maintain her own appearance.
Ravenna's elegance and poise mask the darkness within her, making her both alluring and terrifying. Her presence is commanding, and her ability to manipulate and deceive adds to her danger. She views the world as something to be controlled, and anyone who stands in her way becomes a target. Her obsession with beauty reflects deeper insecurities, making her character more than just a surface-level villain. Ravenna represents the destructive nature of vanity and the lengths one can go to preserve power and image. Her story is both haunting and captivating.
Cruella 2021. Cruella de Vil reinvents herself as a bold, rebellious, and stylish villain who thrives on chaos and creativity. Her journey from an underestimated outsider to a powerful figure in the fashion world is both thrilling and inspiring. She uses her intelligence and flair to outmaneuver her enemies, turning every challenge into an opportunity. Cruella's personality is vibrant and unpredictable, making her impossible to ignore. Her fashion choices become a form of expression, symbolizing her defiance and individuality. While she embraces her darker side, there's a sense of purpose behind her actions that adds depth to her character. She doesn't just want power, she wants recognition and control over her identity. Cruella stands out as a modern villain who blends ambition, creativity, and rebellion into a truly unforgettable persona. In the end, these villains prove that darkness can be just as captivating as light. Their beauty is not just physical, but lies in their confidence, intelligence, and power. They challenge traditional ideas of villainy by adding depth, emotion, and complexity to their roles. Each of them leaves a lasting impression, redefining what it means to be dangerous. These women don't just play villains, they own the screen and command attention. And sometimes, the most unforgettable characters are the ones we were never supposed to admire.